Good morning, it's Stephen Williams, founder and president of the CreditRepairShop.com. And in this video, I'm going to talk about something that happened last week with the person that reached out to me on YouTube, and I gave them instructions on what to do, and they actually did it, which can be rare when you give a person a solution. They maybe don't think that it can work for them, or they don't think that it will really work. They think it's just like a lot of the other stuff that you see out there, that people are just saying things, but they not haven't really had the experience. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you exactly what she did, because if you fall into this category, into this situation with with a collection agency that's coming after you, this is something that could possibly benefit you to make that collection. Number one, it could either hold it off for a later date, or it can actually trigger that company to probably forgive the debt, and which is the best solution for it. But what happened on last Friday? A lady contacted me through YouTube, and she said that she got a court summons, and she had to go to court this week, this Tuesday, tomorrow. Today is Monday. She had to go on Tuesday, and she was reaching out because she said she don't know what to do. She was very emotional. She just didn't know what her alternative was. And she said she came across my video about dealing with debt collectors, and she said, well, I think it might be too late for me to do the strategy that you talked about, but is there something that I can do right now? So after I got some information from her, I found out she's on disability, that she's permanently disabled and cannot work right now. And I said, well, what you should do immediately is you should call and notify the debt collector, because they were trying to collect on an old credit card debt. Well, and when I say old, it was only a few years old. So anyone that's trying to say that you don't have to pay that debt, or that debt's not gonna come at you because it was charged off. Charge off only means that that's only puts it into a category for the IRS, and all credit card companies must do a charge off when no payment is made after 6 months. That's required by law. It doesn't mean that the debt went away. It doesn't mean anything like you might be seeing on some of the other people's videos. So what happened was, the debt was from back in 2016. They coming after her with a court summons, and she was down to the last minute, and she was wondering what she could do. What could she do? What could she potentially do? And I said that you need to notify the debt collector that you are on disability, and that you need to also put that in writing, and you need to send that to the debt collector, and you need to send that to the court. Well, from her just following my instructions, she called the debt collection company, and they said that they were going to not only cancel the court appearance that was set for this week, that they were going to send the debt back to the credit card company. And so that goes into where I always tell people to validate to see what is the legal contract for you to have to pay a debt. Well, it turns out with this debt collection company, they were only just assigned the debt by the original creditor. So they don't own it. They're collecting it for the credit card company. But when they got that information, they're not going to go proceed, because they know that they can't do anything with someone that's on disability. So what they're going to do is they're going to send it back to the credit card company. The credit card company, they're going to get that in their legal department, and they're going to see that this is something that even a debt collector won't go after. 9 times out of 10, what they're going to do next is they're going to write it off and file a 1099-C to the IRS, and say that the amount that was owed to them, they want to have that considered as income, so they can get a full write-off on their taxes. And then what's going to happen for the lady is It's going to be forgiven. She won't have to worry about the debt anymore, but they're going to add that to her taxes, and she's going to have to pay taxes on that additional income. But on the flip side of that is, on that additional income, you do have your deductions, different things that you'll be able to claim to lower that tax burden. And even if you're not able to lower that to where you want it to be, you'll be able to pay payments to get that taken care of. So that was a real solution. We go through this with clients every day with my company, and I'm just giving it to you exactly the way that we would have handled it in our office. And I gave that information to her to do without any charge, and I'm giving it to you without any charge. Oh, before I forget, if you are not a subscriber to my YouTube page, please subscribe, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to really blow the lid off of giving you information. I'm going to, number one, talk about solutions that you can use for any type of credit repair issue that you might be going through. Collections, all types of collections, all types of issues with 1099-C forms for forgiveness of debt, student loans. In another video, I'm going to be talking about student loan, a solution that I gave an individual for student loans. And then also I'm going to talk about the different ways to increase your income, because I think what's one of the things that I run into with people, even this individual here, the young lady here, is that regardless if you're disabled or not, you're going to come to a point in your life that you need to generate more income, and there's several different ways to generate more income. I'm not going to be selling a way to generate income. I'm going to just tell you about the different ways that I generate income from my company, from my family, the different things that I do, and the different things that I see that are out there that people in certain situations should be looking to take advantage of. So I'm going to really be breaking it down. And the thing about it is that I've done real estate, online marketing. I own a weekly advertising magazine, so I've dealt with businesses face to face. I've dealt with businesses now with selling advertisement to business owners that I've never seen face to face. Over the internet, doing advertising for them in their area, but I'm in a whole nother state. I've done affiliate marketing. Obviously, you've seen the credit repair shop where we actually work with customers. You know, and I think I did mention real estate, and I have a retail store, and also I have another company in healthcare that I'm opening up next month. So I'm gonna tell you the ways that I've made money in those, and how the mindset that I've had to have with each of those businesses, from when I first started my first company to where I was very deeply involved with that company, to where I made it to where I'm more of a managerial type, overseeing that company and the other companies that I started. So please subscribe to my page, because you're going to be getting information from me that from the real deal information that is going on now. I'm going to tell you about the ups and downs, fears, frustrations, the ways that I manipulate my thinking to always keep thinking positive, to move forward. Even I'm going to even talk about what I have to do on a weekly basis to make sure that I even keep myself healthy with exercise, my exercise regimen, the things that my wife and I do, where we go and do things with each other. Like, it's like a full rounded thing. And some of the times when I think about all of the things that I do on a weekly basis, you'd be like, why are you not so tired and just worn out? And that goes into the mindset, that goes into me doing exactly what I want to do. When you do what you want to do, you never get tired. That's the thing. That's one of the secrets that I'm going to talk about. Also, I'm going to talk about the Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill. There's let me get the book here. There's very good information in here stuff that people need to really know about if they're trying to be successful, if they're trying to change their lives. Because uh, when you're looking at doing something different, I think what one of the things that one of the pitfalls that a lot of us, that will all of us can fall into, is that we don't realize that you actually have to change and start visualizing the future rather than staying stuck in the past or staying stuck where you are now. That you actually have to start visualizing that, and then it'll materialize for you. But there's a process to doing that. It's not something that you could do overnight, because our thinking pattern is what overrides 80% of what we do per day. So one of the things that I had to train myself on was, number one, when I wake up, is that I have to put myself in the right frame of mind. And by doing that, that means I had to be very careful of my thoughts. I had to tell myself what I wanted to think, rather than allowing it to just come about. Because if you allow it to come about, it's going to go from what the easy route, which is the way that you were thinking yesterday, the way that you were thinking years ago, the patterns, the bad things that you might be worried about. You have to put that aside, and you have to get used to making yourself think a certain way, and then it becomes automatic. But you still have to do it no matter what. We all have to do it, because the human mind is like the number one computer in the universe, because we can remember and make connections on anything. So you have to be careful, even when you start thinking positive, that it doesn't trigger something negative in your past. So you have to always be aware of what you're doing right now. So please subscribe to my page, because I'm going to really start telling you some things that will probably blow your mind. Things that have happened to me where I've had thoughts and visualized things, and how it materialized in my life. Sometimes it did it right away. Sometimes it took a week. Sometimes it took a month. Sometimes it took 6 months. Sometimes it might take 5 years to happen. And I'm going to tell you what I've learned, especially recently, that you can make anything materialize very fast. It all comes down to the belief that we have inside of making that happen. And there's certain things that we can all do to make that process come about even faster. Because there's nothing, no one, not me, not anyone that you know, not someone that you see that might be a multi-billionaire, or someone that's very talented or anything. There's nothing that anyone else has more than what all of us have inside of us. You need to get that in your mind. You have everything within you to be as successful, to be as talented, to be what you want to be. But one of the keys to that is that you have to know what you want to be. And I think that that's where we all run into problems when we try to make changes in our life. So that'll end today's video. This is Stephen Williams with the CreditRepairShop.com. And please subscribe to my page and tell other people about it, because we're going to really do some things to start. Well, we've been helping people, but I'm going to really start laying stuff on the table to really start telling you some things about what's going on in my life, and how you can help yourself with credit, debt, making more money, answers to different opportunities that you might be thinking about going into. All right, thanks a lot.